It's Saturday, August 1st. Let's get into the week's manga sales. First, I'm going to look at the Japanese. Just a little addendum. How I'm determining these, I use the firstprint.net top 10 tracker, and I'm just believing what they tell me. So let's get into the top 10 here. And speaking of best offer accepted, number one with a bullet, Berserk. Number one, first print, BGS 9.2. As you can see, originally they had it listed for $25,000. Went for 11. Berserk is such a force here in the West. It's like the perfect storm for collectability for Berserk because it is a very beloved series. So it's number one. Number two, well, it's our old friend One Piece, Volume 1. They had it listed here for $19,500. This one's a BGS 9.2, so that is, for Volume 1 first print, that's a pretty high grade actually. So listed for $19,500. The seller wound up taking $10,100 for that one. At number three, this is a big jump for Chainsaw Man number one. This is a BGS 9.8 with the Obi. Went for $46.66, so not bad. Number four, again, no stranger to the list. Dragon Ball Volume 1, BGS 7, $4,180. Number five, it's a little shocking. Spy Family Volume 1, BGS 9.8 with the Obi. I mean, that's about as good as it gets, but $3,980 for what's a very recent series surprises me. Number six, again, One Piece Volume 1 first print, BGS 8. This was at auction, went for $36.51. Number seven, Demon Slayer Volume 1. This time it's a BGS 9.6 with the Obi. $3,500 was the sale price. Number eight, it's not Dragon Ball number one, it's actually Dragon Ball Volume 8. But it is in a BGS 9.6, which is a super high grade for anything way back then. $2,500. Number nine was One Piece Volume 1, BGS 7, $2,200 is what it went for. And finally, at number 10 was another Dragon Ball Volume 1. This time it was only in a BGS 5.0. Which is why it was so affordable at $1,730. So for the top 10, it was just under 50K for all 10. It was about 48, so that's a pretty hot week. I did want to show number 13 just because it's one you don't always see near the top 10. Yu-Gi-Oh! Volume 1, first print, BGS 6.5. This one was actually sold from firstprint.net. Okay, now we're going to jump into the English side. Basically, I'm going on eBay, typing in manga English, and I'm looking at all the sales. Now, there's a difference between like ended versus sold versus out of stock. So I always try and verify the sales price unless it says sold. If it says sold, I'll just take it for what it is. But for example, like this Tiravu Darkness Volume 6, basically, it's out of stock. It says it was listed for $450, but I couldn't find it on 130 Point or West Blue Collectibles. So it was a case of like, I can't verify it. Now, if it said sold, definitely I'll put it on, but it didn't say sold. It says out of stock, which is different than sold. So I do like to try and verify. The other thing, I'm not specifically looking at Zashi unless they come up, but this is Shonen Jump Magazine 2003 Volume 1. This is a BGS 9, and for Shonen Jump Magazine, it's English, yes. This one went for $1,300, but normally I won't look at the Zashi, I just look at manga. The final addendum, as it were, I try and, for the English side, it's really a case of hard to find out of print stuff versus collectability. And there's a lot of repeat customers, as it were. For example, like there was a lot of Umineko sold this week. None of them for like huge money. But for example, like this Umineko When They Cry, Episode 8, Volume 3. This one went for $250. So like I said, there was a lot that sold for good money, but we've already seen all the ones that sell high for Umineko, so none of them were higher than 250, so I'm not going to list them. What I do want to try and list is ones we might not have seen before. For example, like this 2.5 Dimensional Seduction Volume 13 went for $200. First time it's been on the list. Next up, I have the Disassociation of Haruhi Suzumiya. I can speak really. Haruhi Suzumiya hardcover, hardback edition, light novel, $170. This one, I think I had it like years ago, but this is Haruka Beyond the Stream of Time, Volume 17. This is an ex-library copy, still went for $200. I know we've had this one before too, but I just wanted to show again. I'm in Love with the Villainess, which is the light novel, Volume 4. This one went for $135, but the reason I'm showing you this is because of Volume 5. Volume 5 also sold for $360. There was a Kagurabachi English first print BGS 9.2, which was listed for $999. It didn't go for the full amount, but according to West Blue Collectibles, it went for $650. Now, if you know there's some good Made in Abyss sales, I gotta show them. This is Made in Abyss Volume 10 sealed, went for $100. Why is that so cool to me? Well, this is Made in Abyss Volume 10 sealed as well, so I actually have 2 copies of Volume 10. One I read, one I just picked up as sealed, so that's cool. I haven't had this one on for a while. This is Mushishi. This is the final omnibus, so it's 8, 9, and 10, $250. I think maybe I might have had this one on before, but you don't see it very often. This is Nura, Rise of the Yokai Clan, Volume 11, $150. Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac. This time it's Volume 19. This one went for $200. This one's entirely new. This is Silver Spoon Volume 7. I haven't seen it yet, but it went for $140. Another new one for the list. This is Survival in Another World with My Mistress, the manga, Volume 3, $130. I think we had like Volume 5 of this on the list before, but this time it's Volume 1. This is World End, or What You Do at the End of the World. Volume 1, $125. It's rare to see like a Volume 1 go for this kind of money. And finally we have Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. This time it's Volume 9. Went for $110. So there you have it. It was actually really good to see a couple manga go for both over 10 grand. One Piece, of course, and a 9.2 is always going to be expensive. But that Berserk 9.2, I can really see Berserk being a big book. Now, One Piece is always going to be the champion. I have no doubt about that. But and Dragon Ball, yeah, definitely going to be there as well. The interesting thing about Dragon Ball is that if you have the same grade for the Volume 1 versus a One Piece at the same grade, let's say like a 9, the Dragon Ball will sell for more money just because it's from 1985 and One Piece is from 1997, and it's really hard to get high grade Dragon Ball. But overall, I think like in the 9.8, the One Piece will be worth more than Dragon Ball, but who knows? It's interesting. Both have huge fan bases. Berserk also big fan base, but so is Naruto, so is Demon Slayer. So yeah, it's it's a tough call. But yeah, no, good week, good week. And like I said, it was just shy of 50K for the top 10. That Spy Family, man, holy jumpins! In that 9.8, I'm surprised. But I guess Freering goes for a lot of money in a 9.8 as well. So both have huge fan bases, a lot of demand. Pretty exciting stuff. So anyways, thanks again for watching. Hope we saw some facts, following the trends, and we'll see what happens in the coming weeks and months. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.